Tacky paint schemes are stronger when they're combined.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Suddenly you kissed my wife. Baby, my heart's on fire.
A special review of the Combiner Wars Generation 2 Superion box set. Generation 2 was when Hasbro resold the Generation 1 figures after apparently hiring a clown from the 1990s, making him drink Dayglow paint, and then ordering him to puke all over each one of the figures that they sold. And this box set is a tribute to that gaudy, ugly, tacky phase of your mortal history known as the 1990s. The box shows each one of the figures, and on the side of the box, they show them in robot mode. On the back of the box, they show the entire figure in its ugly, gaudy glory. The bio reads, "Superion is driven by one thing and one thing only, a desire to obliterate the enemy. He attacks Decepticons on the ground or in the air with all-out force." And I think the other translations underneath it are a direct message from Hasbro that says, "You fools, we tricked you into buying the same figures all over again. Ha ha ha." The box is nice and solid, but surprisingly light, which shows that Superion must not have much heft. But now that you know what the package looks like, let us unbox this box set and review the figures properly. And here is the Generation 2 aerial bot set in their jet plane modes. There is little need to go over the features of each jet, as this is a simple straight-up repaint of the Generation 1 style Combiner Wars aerial bots. The only difference is the horrible, ugly 90s paint job. The Generation 2 style aerial bots had the planes' names on them, because they thought that people were obviously too stupid to know which jet was which. They did not do so with this box set, however each plane has a number on it so that you can keep track of them. But Skydive is number 1, with Air Raid as number 2, nice. Firefly is number 3, Quick Sling is number 4, Silverbolt is number 5, and in last place, I wonder how the team leader feels about that. And Powerglide is number 6, although they didn't even like him enough to give him a number on his paint job. Let us see how they look under black light. Some of the figures will fluoresce properly under a black light, but most of them do not. If these were true 90s figures with 90s paint, each one of them would be lit up like the 4th of July. The box set comes with all of the guns, weapons, and hand-foot accessories for each figure, done over in 90s gaudy paint. We just can't escape from the 1990s now, can we? The aerial bots and Superion have always been Hasbro's pampered darling, as evidenced in the Generation 1 commercial.
Only the aerial bots have this kind of teamwork.
Aerial bots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of Decepticons, the Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers.
Nobody can stop Minosaur except Superion.
The Transformers sold separately from Hasbro.
You can see from this that the bias of screen time was plainly in favor of the aerial bots, and lends itself to excellent parody.
Aerial bots, aerial bots, aerial bots! This commercial is about the aerial bots. And the Stunticons, the aerial bots, transform from fighter planes into mighty robots and then combine to form the awesome Superion. and the Stunticons turn into this. But forget about them, and let's talk more about the Aerial Bots. Aerial Bots! Aerial Bots! Why aren't you buying the Aerial Bots right now? This message was brought to you by Hasbro, creators of the Aerial Bots. Aerial Bots! Aerial Bots! And the Stunticons too, I guess. Aerial Bots! Sadly, the Generation 2 Aerial Bot commercial wasn't much better.
The aerial bots are taking their shots. Some of both plastic combaticons. They can all change and be rearranged to form a super robot Superion.
But at least the Combaticon team had a ready answer to the Aerial Bot's catchy rap.
They all combine to kick Superions behind as the big bad battle in Bruticus.
Well, the director is handing me some notes from off screen. Oh, it's a letter. Dear Death, please kindly inform your viewers and fans that there is absolutely no way that Bruticus could ever kick Superion's behind. Superion is far too cool and powerful to ever allow anything like that to happen. Signed, definitely someone who is not Superion. Oh. Nice try, Inferion.
Yes, well, anywho.
These are the Generation 2 Aerial Bot collection in robot mode. And as you can see, they have the power to defeat almost any foe with sheer bad taste. Each figure shares the same basic level of articulation with a ball-socketed head, ball-socketed shoulders, bendable elbows, ball-socketed hips, bending at the knee, and most of them do not have a foot tilt. But you can get decent posability and playability out of almost any one of these figures. They each have the Play School Autobot symbol from Generation 2. They hold their weapons well, and you can put them into all kinds of cool poses. The black light will set off these figures very well if you live in a home where you have black light bulbs installed. And as Death, I have black light everywhere I go. All joking about the paint job aside, Superion is one of the most stable and playable combiners of the Combiner Wars line. His joints are among the most stable, allowing him to support more dynamic poses. He has the same posability as regular Superion with a 360-degree rotating head, 360-degree ratcheted shoulders, bends at the elbow, rotates at the elbow, and the fist will rotate in its peg hole. There is no waist rotation, but he does have swiveling hips, rotating hips, bends at the knee, rotates at the knee, and you can also rotate the feet if you feel disposed to it. Sadly, this has many of the same weaknesses as regular Combiner Wars Superion, which is to say that while the joints are stable, they still won't support any poses where you bend the knees too far. Otherwise, he will topple over without extra support. You can get him into some pretty cool dynamic walking poses, running poses, shooting poses, and fabulous poses with this paint job, and looks sufficiently garish under black light. While I disagree with the flamboyant nature of the paint job, I cannot deny that the paint is very well applied. It is highly detailed, very neat, and I suppose that if you were not tainted with the knowledge of what Generation 1 Superion looked like, you would find him quite pleasing to the eye. Sadly, Superion has many of the same weaknesses, which is to say that the antennae on the head are still made of this weird, limp, floppy plastic rubber. Care and caution should be taken with them to make sure that they don't tear or break. Some of the plastic on this box set actually turned out to be very weak. The hand snapped off the back of this one and will need to be replaced. Excellent quality control, Hasbro. Anyone who is a fan of Generation 1 Superion or the Aerial Bots in general will not go amiss with this boxed set. The Generation 2 Superion box set only loses points because they are repaints and because of that one little weak plastic bit that snapped off. I'm sure most of them are just fine. I give the Aerial Bot Generation 2 box set 8 out of 10 deaths. Oh, the director is handing me more notes. Another letter. Dear Death, please play that Superion commercial again. That was the best part of this video. Signed, definitely not Superion.
If you refuse me, honey, you lose me. Then you'll be left alone, oh baby. Tell them all and tell me I'm your own.